Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. I am a homeschooling mom to 3 kids. Currently, I have a 5th grader, 3rd grader, and pre-K-er. And today, I'm sharing my upcoming homeschool curriculum picks for my soon-to-be 6th grader in the 2024-2025 homeschool year. It's official. My oldest is going to be a middle schooler, and so changes were definitely needed in our homeschool, and that's what you're going to see reflected in my curriculum choices. I previously, once we started homeschooling, I always combined my daughters in as many subjects as possible because they're only 2 years apart. And my oldest is very independent, extremely independent, which I love that about her. And she has been voicing this current school year, like, please push me up. She feels kind of held back when she's working with her younger sister. She wants her to do her own thing. She wants to do well. And so that played heavily into my decision of choosing curriculum for this upcoming homeschool year, as well as kind of the plan that she is on. I have explained in other planning videos, she, at this point, her decision is a college-bound student. She is working towards the goal of going to college, and one reason that she particularly wants to homeschool is because her goal is to do dual enrollment. She wants to graduate at high school, like when she would normally be graduating high school, with her associate's degree, and that's really a goal that she has set for herself at like 3rd grade. Like, she really has this desire of like what she wants to do and what path she wants to take. Now that could change. Trust me, I know how much that can change. I changed a lot of life choices the older I got, but as her mom and as a homeschooling parent, I am preparing her for whatever choice she may have. And so knowing that's her path, knowing we're hitting the middle school years, we are now starting to prep for things that could eventually be, high school credits, meet college acceptance requirements, get her into those dual enrollment programs. So just how to get that spiel out, which is why there's certain decisions I make in her curriculum, as well as the independence. So let's get started sharing the curriculum I will be using for my 6th grade daughter in the upcoming homeschool year. We'll get the easy one out of the way, and that is handwriting. This is the last level of handwriting Zaner Blosser has, and honestly, I was super hesitant even getting it. She has been writing in cursive since 3rd grade. She's 100% proficient in it, as far as writing and reading it, and so I was like, does she really need, this? Especially because she will be writing a lot of papers in the upcoming homeschool year. And so I don't want to like overkill on handwriting, but we only do this once a week now. And I think we'll continue to only do it once a week next school year. And I really do like this program. This level, as you can see, the font is super, super tiny. What I like, let me try to find a page. They do a lot of this where you have to read and correct someone else's cursive, so I really like those. There's not tons on a page that she has to do, so, and this like book is so tiny. It's like, let me see how many pages it is. Like 50 pages, so very, very small. And again, she is writing drafts of papers and writing in her language arts curriculum all the time. So this is like, I didn't need it, but I do like Zaner Blosser for handwriting, and it's not going to hurt anything. She will be moving into Word Roots level 1. So these past 2 years, actually, she's been working through Word Roots beginner level. She's good on the whole root word concept. She's great with her vocabulary, spelling, and definitions, and so she is moving on to this. There is no goal to finish this big old book, hundreds of pages of vocabulary this school year. We will probably take 2 school years to get through this, which is completely fine. There's only 3 more levels after this, and so that will bring her through her high school career. I love Word Roots. I've talked about it. I have a whole video on it, but this is what she will be working on. And then for math, should be absolutely no surprise, she is moving into Saxon 7-6. We use Nicole the Math Lady. We've been using it. Specifically, we switched to Saxon because of my oldest daughter, who back in 3rd grade, math would be ending up in tears. both her and I, frustration. She hated math. Ever since we switched to Saxon, she is acing everything. She absolutely loves math. I just asked her like a couple weeks ago, like, what is your favorite subject in school? And she said math, which is just like 100% flip of where we were when we first started homeschooling. So I've seen what changing a curriculum can do for the positive. I found something that works. Like, is it perfect? No. Is it beautiful? Absolutely not. Like, just boring math problems. But between the way Nicole, the math lady, teaches the lessons, just the format of it, it has worked so well. So she's going to be working through 7-6 this school year. There are a couple different like pathways with Saxon. I'm not going to get super into it, but once she completes this level, 7-6, and if she does well in this level, you can either choose to go straight to pre-algebra, or you can do 8-7. So that is a deciding factor we need to make, and that's kind of why I talked about her path for college. Our goal is for her to do pre-algebra her 7th grade year, and in the state we live in, pre-algebra does count as a high school credit course. That doesn't mean she's not going to do higher level math, but just so you guys are on our mindset. With that, and because we always use Kumon workbooks, which I forgot to share in my other daughter's video, but we do supplement the fact type practice stuff with the Kumon workbooks. And so I was buying like the 4th grade ones for my middle daughter, and my oldest daughter's like, I want one. And I was like, Kumon doesn't have any more at your level. Well, that was a lie. They actually do now have like this middle school pre-algebra and algebra workbook. So this is a new workbook from Kumon. So this is for grade 6 to 8 pre-algebra. So because her goal is to go into pre-algebra next year, she will slowly be supplementing with this workbook along with her Saxon math. She doesn't need to, so don't freak out. Like if you're like, oh, I use Saxon, you don't need to supplement. It's just what we choose to do. My girls like having the supplement. I just think they like doing something different. They really have used these workbooks since we started homeschooling, and so it just explains it in a little bit different of a way. It's super simple. These pages are not hard to complete. And again, we need to identify, like, is she ready for pre-algebra, or, you know, do we need to go into that 7-8 or 8-7 level? And so that is kind of what we're going to be doing as far as math for the upcoming 6th grade year. All right, and now, if you haven't already noticed, well, you can only see a couple buckets, but we are using, I don't want to say an all-in-one curriculum, but we are using Moving Beyond the Page for her language arts, social studies, and science. If you've already watched my other curriculum release videos, this probably is not a surprise, but we have been using Moving Beyond the Page as just random unit studies, and it's worked really well for our family. Something I learned is that once you get to the 5th grade level of Moving Beyond the Page and above, it actually becomes independent, where the units are written towards your student. So when I found that out, and I had my daughter really requesting some independence, I was like, actually, why are we not using it? We like the units, they work really well for us, so why are we not using it? Well, I took the plunge. I bought the, she will be doing the 10 to 12 age level, which is the 6th grade level equivalent in Moving Beyond the Page, and it is independent. This will be new for us in like the terms of like science, social studies, well, even reading, because we have done a lot of stuff together as far as my 2 daughters. And so my like hesitation is more with like the science and social studies. Like they're both going to be working on like 2 different science units. So that's just like an adjustment I have to get used to because it's like what my kids want. And so it's not like they're saying we're never doing science again. Like they're saying I want to do science, but I want to do independent science. And so it's kind of like that's the decisions I do let them make in our homeschool. I will do an entire like more in-depth video on the Moving Beyond the Page like stuff. If you don't even know what Moving Beyond the Page is, I have a whole playlist down below. You'll probably want to start there because it is a unique curriculum. It does take some adjusting to. And there's a lot. So I'm just going to show you like what units and like concepts she's going to be learning along with the books. But I'll do a more in-depth one because there's like a lot of manipulatives and activities that go along with it too. So this like just intro is not really doing it justice of like everything she's going to be doing in her 6th grade year. But let's get into it. So if you're not familiar, moving beyond the page, they break their year-long curriculum into 4 concepts. I say quarters because one concept fills in 1 quarter of time. So that's how I organize it. 1 bucket is 1 concept, 1 quarter. How it works, there are 24 units she's going to complete next school year. There are 12 language arts units, so she's always working on a language arts unit, and then at the same time, she's also working on a 2nd unit that is either science or social studies. So for 12 units, she's always working on language arts, and then she will rotate between science and social studies. So 2 units at a time is how it works pretty much. So I hope that made sense. If it didn't make sense, please leave a comment and I'll try to clarify what I'm talking about. So she will complete 6 units. These are the 6 units in our 1st quarter next year. We've done them. I know it may seem like a lot, but they do really actually go in like about 3 weeks is how long they take. It is literature based. So when she's completing these units, she's also reading a book if it's language arts, or she has a book as like a resource for like science or social studies. So the first language arts book she'll be reading is The Wanderer, and she'll be doing that alongside her first science unit, which is weather and climate with this DK weather book. So those 2, again, she's working on at the same time. She'll finish them at the same time, and then she'll move on to these next 2. This next one is Language Arts, The People of Spark. So she'll be reading this book. And then she does have this little thing, Handy Guide to Writing. So there is a lot of writing in Moving Beyond the Page as far as like writing different types of like letters, papers, things like that. She will be doing this is science and social studies. It's geography and landforms. And I feel like there's a book that goes along with this, maybe, but I don't know where it is. We'll have to find that. I bought her stuff like months ago. If you can believe it, I have had this since like before Christmas, even Thanksgiving. I've had this sitting on my shelves forever. So I don't honestly remember it. I just grabbed it off the shelves. I don't remember if I have it all organized. I'm just crossing my fingers that I do. The next one is language arts. She's going to be doing short stories. And then there's this book called Shelf Life. And then the last one is another, it says science/social studies, and this is Our Changing Earth. And she has this National Geographic book that's going to go along with that. All right, so that was concept 1, quarter 1. Now concept 2, quarter 2. Here's what she has. Language arts, she'll be reading The Bull Run. These are some big books and units, so they're like all sticking together. For science and social studies, she'll be reading, her unit is Slavery and the Civil War, and she'll be using a history of the U.S. Then she will be doing another science and social studies, Force and Motion. And she will be, for language arts, she'll be reading about Albert Einstein. And then she will be reading Number the Stars. Ooh, and this is huge. Her final unit is World War I and II. This is also science and social studies together. So another U.S. history book, and then Where Poppies Grow. It's kind of like a picture book. And then here is concept 3. She will be doing a science unit on matter with this book. She will be reading Tuck Everlasting. She will be doing a science social studies on civil rights. She will be reading Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. She will be doing a language arts unit on The Giver. And the last one for third concept is chemical change and with kitchen chemistry. Fourth quarter, last quarter of her 6th grade year. She will be doing language arts on Esperanza Rising. She will be doing a science and social studies on North and South America. And I did forget, I'll have to grab it. there was like a geography unit. There is a huge DK geography book that goes with that one. It goes with this one. So like that big reference book does get used in multiple units. I just don't have it in these bins. Language arts, she will be reading The Tree That Built Time. For science, she will be doing cells. She will be reading The Secret of the Andes for language arts. And then her final social studies unit will be the Incas, Aztecs, and Mayas, and with this DK book. Here's the other book. So I haven't organized where these books go yet. What Was the Great Depression? She'll be reading. This is Classic Short Stories, which is actually like produced by Moving Me on the Page. Pink and Say, the Kindness Edition. The Geography book, Activities for Exploring, Mapping, and Enjoying Your World. And then this is that big DK book I was talking about. So this is like, some of these are used over multiple units. So it seems like a lot, but having done the units, like I know how fast they go. But again, that was one of the reasons I really liked it. We get bored on like one main like science subject or history subject. So I really like how these concepts do build on each other, but you're constantly kind of changing what you're learning about. You're learning about different places, different, things in science. The books you're reading are different. Some are really entertaining. Some are really hard to read. Some are, we're learning about hard things in history, but then it kind of like lightens up and goes into like chemistry, So I have spent months and months like obsessing over this curriculum and being like, is it too much? Is it, not enough? And just sitting here like kind of like going through it all again. I am so excited for my 6th grader. I'm really excited about the independence that she's going to have, all these different things she's going to be learning about, that she can like really go more in depth in a subject if she likes it, if she doesn't like it. It's done in 3 weeks. And so I'm very happy with our choices. I'm really excited for our homeschool year. It may not seem simplified, but it really is, I feel like, compared to like what we're doing now. And so yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to get finished with this school year. I'm ready to get to, summer break, and I'm really excited to jump into next homeschool year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my 6th grade daughter's homeschool curriculum picks for the upcoming homeschool year. If you have any questions, if you want to see more of something, leave that down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.